Hello friends, it's almost the end of April, which means it's time to pick our May TBR. I am very, very excited. This has been going fantastic. I love doing TBRs and I think I'm gonna do this for a while. If you're new here, the way that this works is I pick 10 little challenges that are written on slips of paper. If you have suggestions for challenges, please put them in the comments. I love getting suggestions from you guys. And then we just find books off of my physical TBR or from the library or things that I've been looking to maybe purchase. We put them on the TBR and we read them in the month. Feel free to grab a snack and or beverage. I will be drinking some Trader Joe's pomegranate tea. So, cheers. I have my phone here with all the library holds that I have that are about to come in. And of course we have the bookshelves behind me, so let's do it. Let's pick the first one. If you hear panting, that is my dog. He is right under the tripod. Okay, first one is inspired by the last TV show you watched. The last TV show that I watched was Love is Blind. We watched an episode last night with my friends. So I think I either want to reread How to Not Die Alone. I loved reading that book and we were chatting about this last night with my friends as well. It talks a lot about like how to date really intentionally, and I feel like summer is the time to fall in love. I'm ready to fall in love. Or we could just read a book about love. Read a little romance, also an option. I do have a romance that I want to read. As I'm filming this, I have a week left of April and I think I might finish this before the month ends. But we do have the League of Gentlewomen Witches, which if you saw the video that I posted on Sunday, you will have known that I loved the Wisteria Society of Lady Scoundrels, which is the first book in this series. They're following different characters. I don't think I'm gonna be able to wait until May to read this. I think this is gonna be done before May, so let's pick something else. I thought I didn't have any romance on my shelves, but I do have 2 books about relationships. I have A Little Something Different and Why We Broke Up. And this is one of the most beautiful books I've ever seen. It's got all of these like oil pastel artwork in it. Pretty sure this is young adult, and one of the characters like leaves a box of things in it and it's like why they broke up and like a bunch of things from their relationship. I don't love reading young adult at this season of my life. This one seems like it is like a new adult situation and it's this couple who's in the same creative writing class. I believe the premise of this and why I picked this up is that it's got some cool narrative things going on, and it's a love story but it's told from perspectives other than the couple themselves, so like their friends. I think one of the perspectives in here is the bench that we have on the cover. I originally picked this up because I wanted to do a video where I read like unconventional narrators, unconventional points of view. We could do that in May. I think this is gonna be it. This is my choice for something inspired by the last TV show I watched, which is Love is Blind. Okay, book 2 is going to be, let me get one from the bottom. It's going to be, okay, I got 2. Let's do this one. Why is my handwriting so bad? I can't even read that. It says underhyped. Good God. A book that is underhyped. Let me see what the library has to offer. Let me see what audiobooks I have coming in. Okay, I'm gonna choose an obscure T. Kingfisher book because of course I'm gonna read T. Kingfisher. Illuminations is the one that I have on hold from the library. My hold is due to come in 2 weeks, which will be perfect timing. I think this book is gonna be very similar to A Wizard's Guide to Defensive Baking, which I think is one of her more hyped cozy fantasy books. And I really wanna read more of the books. Like the titles all have similar, I'll put the title of Illuminations and Wizard's Guide to Defensive Baking up here. Do you see how they're like similar style titles? So I think they might be in the same universe at least, or following similar stories. And I really loved Wizard's Guide to Defensive Baking, and this one is about a woman who her family are like really great painters. And it looks like they've fallen on hard times. She gets this mysterious box with a crow painted on it and some things go down. So that'll be really exciting to pack in some extra cozy fantasy, read a book from the library, another T. Kingfisher. You know I love reading her work. Let's do book 3. Okay, we're gonna read a book with an animal companion, and I think I know exactly what we're choosing for this. May is gonna be the month that I finally read Master and Margarita. I've been hearing so many great things about this. The animal companion in here is a black tomcat named Behemoth who drinks vodka, so that'll be fun. This is a classic. It's one of Pedro Pascal's favorite books, so I have to read it. One of you suggested it. I have plans for this book. I'm feeling good. This is going in a completely different direction to what I expected. Okay, amazing. And now we have a book by a BIPOC author. And I also think I know exactly what I want to read for this. We are going to be reading House of Hunger by Alexis Henderson. I read The Year of the Witching last year and really enjoyed it. I've heard nothing but good things about this. It looks like our main character is a blood maid. Let me read you this first paragraph because I really love it. Wanted, blood maid of exceptional taste. Must have a keen proclivity for life's finer pleasures. Girls of weak will need not apply. Very interested to see what goes on in here. I think this is also LGBTQ, so really hype. This is my selection for book by a BIPOC author. All right, fifth one, halfway through. A book set outside the US. Okay, so I do really want to read the Dictionary of Lost Words, and this seems like it's set in Oxford. Yeah, it looks like it's set during Victorian times, and this was suggested to me because it deals with language. Looks like our main character is collecting lost words. She's collecting words that have been discarded or neglected by the dictionary men, because many words and meanings relating to women's and common folks' experiences have been going unrecorded. I think this is inspired by true events and like the Oxford English Dictionary. And it's set outside of the US, so that's gonna be book 5. Okay. I want something like silly and fun. Please be silly and fun. Okay, this one is kind of silly. This is a one-word title. I think this is the perfect excuse to finally pick up Middle Game. I know it's like 2 words on the cover, but it's actually 1 word in the actual book title, so don't yell at me, it is 1 word. I love Shauna Maguire's writing. I'm really excited to pick this up because I think it's gonna be a lot darker than the Wayward Children series, even though that does get pretty dark, but this is Alchemy. I read the first chapter or 2 on a flight a couple months ago, and I remember it being really like gory and violent from the beginning. So I think we're following these twins, Roger and Dodger. They have different areas of expertise. So Roger is really skilled with words and languages, and Dodger is really skilled with numbers. I'm gonna read you a little bit of the back. Roger and Dodger aren't exactly human, though they don't realize it. They aren't exactly gods either. Not entirely. Not yet. Meet Reed, skilled in the alchemical arts like his progenitor before him. Reed created Dodger and her brother. He's not their father, not quite, but he has a plan to raise the twins to the highest power, to ascend with them and claim their authority as his own. Godhood is attainable. Pray it isn't attained. I'm so excited. I've been looking for an excuse to read this book for a long time, and it feels like exactly the right time. All right, we've been here for a while. We gotta pick up the pace. This is... Okay. This is gonna be annoying to look for. A book published in your birth month. I was born in February. I don't know how many books we're gonna have to look at to find a book that was published in my birth month. Why did I decide to pick that prompt? Who knows? Well, let's see what books were published in February of 2023, and then we'll see if I want to read any of those. Okay, not really. Let's go back a year. I found something. This is available on Scribd in May. I tried to get it from the library, but it's got like an 11-week wait. So we're gonna get it on Scribd as an audiobook. It is The Writing Retreat. This was published in February of 2023, so it is a newer release. And this is something that I've had, I think, suggested to me a couple of times. And I think when I originally heard it pitched, it didn't sound super interesting to me. And I kind of was like, okay, maybe not for me. I'll see what the general consensus is. But now every time I hear people pitching this book, I think it's gonna be right up my alley. This is a month-long writing retreat. They discover they have to complete an entire novel from scratch. The best one will receive a 7-figure publishing deal. But then slowly people start to die. I love doing TBRs like this, where I use challenge prompts to pick the books that I read. I think it forces me to pick up things that are maybe not at the exact top of my list and to kind of be creative about finding things that I want to read. So I'm really enjoying how this is going. And The Writing Retreat is one of those books that I wasn't planning on reading this month, so that's really cool. Okay, couple more. This one is... Oh, fantastic. Yeah, we have a lot of long books already on here. We need something under 200 pages. Perfect. Oh, you know exactly what I want to do? I got this prompt last month and I read The Empress of Salt and Fortune, and a little bit of spoilers for the video on Sunday. I did enjoy it. I want to continue in the series. The second book isn't available on Scribd until May, which is perfect because this is the May TBR. It's called When the Tiger Came Down the Mountain. It's only 105 pages. I desperately wanted to read this as soon as I finished The Empress of Salt and Fortune, but it wasn't available on Scribd. I really loved the way that the storytelling was done in book 1, and I'm curious to see if book 2 is following the same characters, if we're continuing that story, if it's a different story altogether. I have no idea what the synopsis of that book is. We're gonna find out together next month. Okay. A book published before 2000. Yeah, this is one of the tougher ones. I'm sorry, I'm gonna cheat a little bit. I'm gonna choose this as my book that was published before 2000. This edition was originally published in 1966. I'm not sure if there are other issues that were published earlier because I believe our author passed in 1940s. I wonder if this was published after he died or if maybe it was just the English translation that was published in the 60s, but this is definitely published before 2000, which means we're gonna pick a new book for the prompt that I selected for this, which was The Animal Companion, because I also want to read The Cat Who Caught a Killer. This is like a cozy mystery that was recommended to me by one of you guys, and I guess it's just gonna be a very cat-centric month in May. I literally know nothing about this book other than one of you really enjoyed it, and it's about a cat who, I'm assuming, catches a killer. It's a cozy mystery. It's available at my library. We're gonna have a good time. Which means that this is now the last one. This one. Okay, we get a little bit of freedom with this one. It is a book that has an odd number of pages, if it will focus on the paper and not on my face. Book that has an odd number of pages. Okay, apparently every single book I own has an even number of pages. That was way harder than I anticipated it being. We are going to read We Spread by Ian Reid. I actually read almost half of this book a couple of weeks ago and then wasn't able to complete it because I wasn't in the headspace to actually enjoy it. And I really loved the first half of it, so I'm excited to go back and reread and actually finish the book this time because I think it was a me problem, not a book problem by any means. This is the story of a woman who goes to a nursing home. It's really, really small. There's only a couple of people there, and she doesn't remember making plans to go to this nursing home, and they're telling her that, yeah, this is what you and your husband decided to do. And then I think there's some dementia, Alzheimer's conversations in here. We don't know if it's her brain deteriorating and spooky things going on or if there are actual spooky things going on. Not that Alzheimer's isn't spooky, that is very scary. This is my first Ian Reid. I've heard really amazing things about other works of his as well, so I am super excited to pick up We Spread. Which means that this is our stack, and the other 5 books I'm getting either from my library or from Scribd. This went in a completely different direction than I was expecting it to. I don't know what I was expecting to read in May, but it wasn't this, and I think I'm excited. I'm excited about what's about to happen. I would love to hear in the comments if you've read any of these, what you thought of them, and of course if you have any suggestions for the jar, I would love that as well. This is just a bonus video, so I will see you on Sunday for our regularly scheduled programming. I post every Sunday at 11 a.m. Eastern, so I will see you next time. Life has been a little rough recently, but I'm doing a lot better. My friends have been amazing. The sun is out. It is spring. The books are incredible. I'm feeling better. I will see you on Sunday. Bye.